Hey everybody, welcome back to Cooking with Claudio. Today we're going to make a staple. Everyone should know how to make this. So we're making a nice chicken stock. We're going to be roasting our chicken bones to give it a really good depth of flavor, adding in some aromatics and veggies into there, and then we're going to let it simmer for a long time. So let's get cooking. Okay, so the first step to a great chicken stock is chicken bones. What we have over here, we have a couple carcasses of chicken. You can actually cut these up yourself if you buy like a whole bird, or you can kind of buy them already cut up for you. They're pretty cheap. What we want to do is we want to roast these to get a really good flavor. So we just want to coat them with some olive oil. And just make sure it's all coated with olive oil everywhere. I know these bones look kind of gross, but they're going to make for the most flavorful stock you've ever had. Trust me. So now our oven's been preheated to 400 degrees. We're just going to put our chicken bones in there for about 20 to 30 minutes, or until they get nice and roasted. Alright, so our chicken should be done roasting now. We've got some nice color on it. Beautiful. So now that our chicken has roasted, we're going to be adding just some aromatics and some vegetables into the stock to give it a little bit more depth of flavor. So the beauty of making a stock is that you can use all your vegetable scraps that you would normally throw away. What I like to do is, as I use my vegetables, if there's something I don't use, like the end of the celery for example, or the bottoms of the asparagus stalks, I freeze them into the stock bag or stock bucket, and then I use them to make stock. So right now the frozen vegetables I have, you can use anything you want, but what I'm using is some celery. I have a bunch of stalks of asparagus. I have a quarter of an onion. I have the stalk of a broccoli, and I have the stalk of a cauliflower. For fresh, what I have is some onions. I have the stems of parsley. I'm a huge parsley fan. And then about 4 cloves of garlic. So now I'm using a Dutch oven here to make my stock. You can use a stock pot, a pasta pot. I've put all my vegetables in, frozen and fresh. All that's left to do is put my chicken bones. I'm gonna drop those right in there. Right in there. And now we're gonna let it boil. What we want is for it to boil for about 3.5 hours. You'll see it'll start to reduce. The more it reduces, the more you get that rich chicken vegetable flavor. Alright, so it's been simmering for a couple hours now. If you take a look, you'll start to see some foam come up from the top. So what you want to do is literally just skim this every little bit. This is a lot of like the fat that comes out from the chicken. So just keep skimming every so often. Alright, so now we have our soup that's been simmering for about 3.5 hours. I just turned it off. You'll notice a lot of evaporation there. Really, as the water evaporates, the flavor gets more and more concentrated, so that's what you want to see. What I'm going to be doing, just going to be taking out all these vegetables now. We don't want to save them because we've actually drained them of all their nutrients. So I've got a pot with a sieve here. So we're just going to go ahead and pour it all in there. And you want to make sure you get everything out of the broth. Alright, so now we've strained our broth. Really, this is it. So we haven't seasoned it with salt or anything. What I like to do personally is I like to break this up into small little batches so I can use them for soups, for stews, for anything that would require chicken stock. Freezes very well. And then when I'm cooking it, that's when I like to season it, depending if I want something salty or not salty, or etc. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoy.